Welcome to another episode of A Table in the Corner. Today I am chatting to a young chef called Tasmin Reed. Tasmin Reed is at Melfort, a beautiful little restaurant, sort of a country-style restaurant on Marianne Estate on the R44. Hey,
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Yay!
Yay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
But thanks for being on the show.
Yay.
Didn't you have to muck out the stables and then run up here?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Went for a hike this morning, picked some things for the new menu this week. Now I'm here.
Do you live on the farm?
We live up the road, so yes.
Oh, that's so
It
cool.
helps.
Yeah, it really helps.
It does.
I mean, when we were running the table at May, that was our dream, to actually live there
Yeah.
instead of living in the city.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's good for the mind. We've got
It's
chickens.
good for the mind. You've got chickens, you've got
garden.
dogs.
Exactly.
The swimming dog that I
Oh
saw.
my gosh. So
That
it
is-
helps.
Like a little bit Labrador and a little bit something else. Yeah.
She's like a lab cross another lab.
Okay, exactly. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed, being put in the spotlight.
It's an honor, really.
So, how did you find your way into kitchens? Is it cooking with mom, cooking with gran?
I wish it was like that, but
Yeah.
not really, because my mom had 3 children and struggled to balance everything. So she would cook with like packet sauces, pre-made foods. My dad would hardly cook, but there was always something inside of me that wanted to cook and wanted to learn how to do it properly, not
okay.
with packets.
And not with canola.
That was it. That was
Oh,
it,
no,
literally.
Maggie
And
and,
I'm
yeah.
so not like that.
No.
So I always thought there was more. I was obsessed with watching like Jamie Oliver, Buddy Valastro, Come Dine With Me, MasterChef, all of those things.
Yeah.
And I had to do it. I just had to find out how to do it. So I was a bit of a nerd, but I
Okay.
just did it for fun.
Okay.
And I grew up cooking and being the one that cooked for the family because I didn't want the packet
Are
sauces.
you, of the 3 kids, are you the oldest?
Youngest.
They made the youngest cook.
I wanted to.
Did you have to
I'm very
stand on a stool by
strong-willed.
the stove?
Yes,
A
yes.
stool by the stove. Oh,
I
no.
mean, I didn't do everything, of
Yeah,
course.
okay, fair enough.
But I just loved it. And it was like an escape for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I was so academic. My dad always told me I needed to go to university after school and do what everyone is supposed to do.
Yes.
And I listened to that and I thought that was what I was going to do. And it got closer to the time where I needed to decide, am I going to go to university and what am I going to study?
Yeah.
I was very academic, so I did well at school. And I thought I was going to go and do a BCom. And then the longer I thought about it, the more uncomfortable I felt. And I just didn't know what I was going to do.
But how do you go from being an A stream student and wanting to go to university to going to learn how to carry pots?
I know, right? So
What?
my mom then said, Taz, I know what you should do. She said, you need to go and study to be a chef. And when she first said that, I thought, no way. I thought that was crazy.
I mean, I've got a thing with that because I've said it, and in the last season, it came up a couple of times that there's this sort of irony that, the parents of middle class children are sending their kids to learn a trade to be working class, right?
I know,
Because
how weird is
because
that?
chefing's a trade.
Yeah.
But actually, it's the most creative of the trades. I mean,
Yeah.
and you can do incredible stuff with that skill. So, where did you study, and how did you decide on that place?
So when I first became comfortable with the idea that, yes, I want to do that,
No.
even though there were so many things that I thought, no way, I can't do that. First, I thought it's a male-dominated industry. It's not going to go far for me first. Second, my dad said, no way, you can't do that. You're not going to earn enough money.
Yeah.
My mom then said, you have to follow what you love doing and the money will come, which sounds amazing.
A
And I
lot of
just-
conflicting philosophical
Yeah.
perspectives on the future there.
So after a bit of time, my dad started asking a lot of his friends, like, my daughter wants to study to be a chef. What do you think? And so many people started saying, well, I've had a person, or I know a person who's gone to Silwood. So he then started to see,
Okay.
oh, this is actually serious. People
Yeah.
actually do this and it can work.
Yeah.
So then my dad said, you need to create a PowerPoint on every single culinary school and list pros and cons.
And as a dedicated nerd,
Serious. I was
you
like,
went
right, I'm
and did
gonna
that.
do it.
Okay, I'm there. Yeah, no,
So-
Dad, and you're like little post-its everywhere. Yeah.
At the end, it was between Silwood or ICA.
Okay.
And we couldn't find accommodation for me near ICA because I wasn't going to get a car. My parents couldn't afford to get me a car.
Yeah.
So I decided on Silwood because I could walk to it from a place that I could rent.
Yes. Okay.
And my parents then just found so many people that they knew into Silwood, blah, blah, blah. I went there, did the 3 years. And
where were you placed? Where did you
So-
intern?
during second year, you do 5 different placements,
Yes.
2 months.
Yeah.
So I went to Lakalom, Skuin, Acre by Batis Basan, Salsify, De Grendel.
Whoa, that's a nice
Spread.
kind of spread of
I
places.
didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be a caterer.
And Skuin as well with
Baking.
With Fritz.
Yes, I was there when he was there. So I did the graveyard shift. It was awesome.
What was their graveyard shift?
Start at 8
Shift.
o'clock in the evening,
Yeah.
finish around 6 a.m.
The next morning.
But I thought it was epic. I was there for the
listen,
ride.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last placement, I was at De Grendel.
Yes.
And every single place I went to just didn't scratch the itch. And I thought if I don't find a place that I really love,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to drop out. Because then you have to sign up to do a third year.
To the
which is
third
a
year,
whole
which is a whole exactly.
And then COVID came. And De Grendel was riddled with COVID. We had to close. And I was then like, wow, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then Silwood said, you know what, you've got a few weeks left of your second year. We're going to send you to Salsify. And I then cried.
With Ryan Cole.
Yeah, I cried.
But why would you cry to go and work with Ryan?
I know.
He's a legend.
He is such a legend.
He's such
But this is before going.
a so you didn't know.
I didn't know
Okay.
what it was going to be like, but I heard stories. And the
Okay.
stories terrified me, and I was scared. But Silwood was like, grow up, go. So I thought, okay, cool, going. And by the second day, I loved it so much,
Yeah.
I applied for my third year.
Okay.
And I was like obsessed. It was like my first love, really.
How long were you at because you went, then you joined
the
the
whole
crew.
year, yes.
Yeah, the year there, and then you joined the crew at Salsify.
Yes.
How long were you at Salsify?
So I was there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I then sat down with Ryan and Nina, and I just said to them, I'm so inspired by what you guys have done, and I need to learn more. I mean, not that I had capped what I was learning, there was still so much to learn, but I just felt like it was time for me to go overseas and to learn something different. So Silwood said to attend graduation, you have to get your COVID vaccine. So I said, okay, I need to attend my graduation. So you see where this is going.
Yeah, I see where it's going.
But during that time, I had also signed up to get my Australia visa. I already applied to work with Chef Peter Gilmore at his restaurant called Key, which I thought was like it.
Yeah.
The way he works with Indigenous Australian flavours, I'm so inspired by what they do at Salsify, and to do something kind of similar, in Australia, somewhere different. I'm young, I wanted the experience.
Exactly, yeah.
I was doing my application and I got my visa, and then I got my second COVID vaccine to go get my Silwood certificate. On that day, I had really weird symptoms. And I just thought, okay, it's a side effect from the vaccine. It's okay, I'm just going to carry on working. So I carried on working at Salsify, but I was really starting to feel ill.
Yeah.
So I went from being a person, I'm a bit of a psycho. I used to.
All
wake
chefs
up-
are psychos. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to gym, then go to work, come back at 2, sleep, go to gym the next day, go to work. I'm very driven. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
And I was always like chasing the next thing on how to get better, how to improve. And I went from being that person to literally struggling to get out of bed, to just get ready in time to leave, to go to Salsify, and struggle through the day. I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease like 3 days after getting this vaccine, and I physically could not continue. What now? Do I need to go to university and study something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
my body wouldn't be able to sustain those hours anymore. But my mind could.
Because it is so brutal, and your mind could, yeah.
And I just couldn't.
But we go through that, and you get yourself out of the game. But here we are sitting in
I
the
know.
restaurant you own
How cool is
outside Stellenbosch. What on earth? What are the steps that led you to this place?
So many weird and wonderful things. So that's why Melfort means so much to me, because
Okay.
it's serious. I'll get there. But I then went home. Silwood reached out to me and said, Taz, are you still going to Australia? Because I told them about it.
Yes.
They said, if you're not, we actually have an opening. We'd love for you to be a teacher. How weird I know life works in weird ways.
Very cool.
I
Okay.
thought this is what my life's supposed like. This is the sign. I need to follow this. This is the next right step.
You don't have to go and study a BCom.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
thought this is still a way for me to be in the industry without being in it. Doing that job,
Yeah.
I had evenings off. I had weekends off. So it gave me some time to figure out what was going on and to sort out my life
And where you're going to go, yeah.
and just sort out my
What
health.
period was this? 2000 and...
Gosh.
22, 21?
I think 22.
22,
2022.
okay.
Yeah. Everything
Okay.
feels like a blur since opening this restaurant. It's like, well,
I can imagine.
seriously, like, but I think it was around there. And I was there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And during that time, I figured out like my body and how to heal. I mean, I still have an autoimmune disease and I still have bad days, bad weeks, bad months, but I kind of know how to manage it. I moved out of Greenpoint and I started living on an organic veggie farm in Philippi, which was very stress-free, amazing, best place I've
Whoa.
ever lived.
Okay.
And I discovered a different way of eating and different stress and everything about my life went 180. So, and then I started working at Silwood, getting a lot more rest. And it gave me time to develop the business plan for this. I kept saying, I'm only going to open a restaurant when I'm X years old, when I've worked with this many chefs, when I've traveled to these amount of countries, when I've done this. And then I just thought, actually, why not me and why not now? Because
Why not?
it's not me that runs the restaurant, it's a whole bunch of other people that make it possible. But I can do it if I've got the right team,
Yes.
even though I'm young. I started this when I was 23, so I'm 24. I know. Sounds crazy when I say it, but it's really not just me
And-
who does it.
I mean, Melfort is developing an amazing reputation at the
Thank
moment. Lots of people are talking about it.
Yay!
Let's jump forward now and let's go to how Melfort, how you found this space and how it works for you.
Mm.
How did you, how did you get Marianne Estate to agree to let you use this space?
We were very lucky. Right time, right place.
Okay.
We did a whole bunch of pop-ups and I had like a kitchen team that was following me, that we just did things. It was kind of crazy, but we got a lot of people that are starting to like us from that.
Okay.
But the purpose of the pop-up was actually to find the right space.
Oh, okay.
So we found Marianne and we did a pop-up at the tasting room, but they showed us the space. And when they showed it to us, it had been vacant for 3 years. So everything in this building was stripped. The cabling, it was just like kind of in ruins.
Just like an empty old barn.
It was like a shell.
Yeah.
It was a shell of a building, but I loved it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
listen, this
oh.
situation is fantastic. You've got the little dam where the dog goes swimming.
Exactly.
So it's amazing. Yeah.
And we've got our own veggie garden. We've got pigs, goslings, ducks, chickens.
So let's talk about that, because earlier on you said you'd gone for a walk and you picked some stuff for the menu. Let's talk about the menu. I mean,
Oh.
so what are you, a farmy, country,
So-
natural, organic-y? What's
Yeah.
the vibe?
I say our tagline is farm to fork, but it's not just. So farm to fork's where it starts. And
Yeah.
what I mean by that is it's heavily seasonal.
Yes.
So it depends on what local farmers are growing. And I really mean local, like down the road, Mason Farm. They're one of our main
yes,
suppliers.
yes.
I'm
Okay.
sure you know them.
Mhm.
And it literally just depends on what they are growing, because they are a small farm.
Yeah.
So their availability list changes all the time. So does the menu.
Yeah.
It will change with what is available.
Okay.
But I also use seasonal fish, which is sustainable from abalone, line caught. And fish is also seasonal. We also use delicious grass-fed meats.
Okay.
And I also use a lot of foraged ingredients. So instead of saying it's a farm to fork restaurant, I would say it's a very seasonal restaurant.
Okay.
But the ingredients are very intentional.
And what's the format? Because I've yet to eat here as
I
much
know.
as I've been told by friends, and in particular Kit Heathcock has been a great
Yes.
champion of your menu.
Oh.
What's the format? Is it kind of sharing, family style?
Family style is a good word,
Okay.
because I want people to walk in and feel like it's unpretentious. It's generous portions.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's tapas, but we've got an a la carte menu available.
Oh, you do have it.
We
Okay.
do. So that's Wednesday.
So it's
to
not a set
Saturday.
menu, a sort of a table at Demey kind of vibe.
We've
It's-
also got a set menu,
Oh,
and that encapsulates the whole like the whole experience. But I don't want to shy away from guests who don't want a set menu.
Yeah, you just want to eat one thing or two. Yeah.
That's it. And I feel like there's a growing audience for that.
Okay.
I want everyone to feel welcome. There's a seat for anyone at the table. So we've got a la carte and the set menu, except on Sundays, it's only set menu. So I know it sounds a bit weird and wonderful, but it works.
Yeah, no, but also Sunday lunch, why wouldn't it be a set
needs
menu?
to be.
Because it needs to be.
Yeah.
I hear
A
you.
lazy afternoon.
And also a little bit of pressure off the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially
so
at
you
the
can
end
take
of
a
the
little bit
week.
of a breath. Yeah.
Also,
I hear you.
we will throw away a lot of things if it's not used, if you know what I'm saying.
so that's-
set menu's good, so we can
Yeah.
use up whatever's left, and it's not
Okay, and then you can look at
unsustainable.
what you used during the week, and you can go, okay, we're going to do that. We're going to.
That's it.
If you were to like isolate something that's on your and while you're waving away the flies,
I
because of the
know,
horses,
my
we're in the
gosh.
country. There's
We're
supposed to be
on
flies.
so
Yeah, no,
many.
exactly. But if you were to identify something on the menu or a regular dish that you cook that sort of typifies Melfort.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is the Melfort dish, or this talks to how Tasman cooks.
Yes. That's a hard question, but I do have a few answers for you.
I've got many hard questions.
I know. So I have to say there's two dishes because there's not something that we regularly cook, but because things change all the time,
Yeah.
there's two that really speak to my heart,
Okay.
and I think speak to the heart of Melfort. When guests come and they eat it, it's like, wow, this is so special and so different. This is what makes this place.
Okay.
So we had a starter. It was chocker, so Cape squid.
Chocolate. Okay. Yes.
So this squid only comes from Cape Point, which
Cape
is
Point.
so cool.
Yeah.
And I celebrate that region by celebrating a whole bunch of foraged things from Cape Point. It's a labor of love, but it's worth it.
Do you?
Oh, we
drive
did.
You did,
for
but now
that.
you've got someone who's foraging for you.
Yes. So,
Ah.
but it's so special and it's so unpretentious. So we would cook the whole squid. I mean, we use the tube, the like fins on the side, and then the tentacles. And I would use sea pumpkin greens, which come from Cape Point, and June spinach. And I would do like a collaboration between what was growing best in our mini garden,
Yes.
lots of different herbs, and those flavors.
Okay.
So
nice.
it was like this dish that makes your mouth water. Perfect way to start,
Yeah.
and it shows off foraged ingredients, which most people have never tried in their life. So I loved that, and the herbs are so healing for the
And
body.
you've got protein in your starter.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a bit of
know.
a splurge.
How nice.
Wow. Okay,
But we make
that's
it work,
fantastic. Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
of course,
Yeah,
in
you
the background.
balance.
We
Yes, you're
balance it
balancing
out.
that. Yeah. Okay. Very
And
good.
the second dish, it was a main course. So it's braised beef short rib with a dandelion root glaze. And dandelion root is so healing for the liver and kidneys. People usually drink it as a tea, super bitter, but we use it in a way that is so delicious and pairs so perfectly with the beef short rib that it's like when people try it, they're like, sorry, where did you get that from? That is so cool. And I don't
fantastic.
know where I got that
And
idea from.
also, it's a dish that a little bit talks to who you are as a chef.
Yes.
When if we kind of go back to the beginning, we were talking about the autoimmune disease and the healing and
Yes,
the alternative ways that dish talks to it.
exactly.
Ah,
So
very
there's a lot
clever.
of that throughout every menu.
okay.
Everything on the menu is something I feel comfortable to eat. And I mean, we go to our ingredients in the kitchen, we don't use any sort of, I'm going to use trendy words now, but there's a whole craze about no seed oils.
Oh,
We're one of those.
yes.
No seed oils. We use avocado oil to
Oh,
fry,
really? Okay.
olive oil, coconut oil. Our salt is non-iodidated, spices non-irradiated. Everything is very nourishing for your body.
Okay. Very.
It's not just flavor.
So it's actually, the country restaurant, but it's also like an unprocessed
Yes.
ingredient restaurant.
A lot of chefs have come to this restaurant and said like, you're a bit of a health restaurant. And I think that's a bit crazy because I'm sure if they were looking after their body, they would want to eat things that would be good for them instead of using the cheapest ingredients, which is like the canola oils, the
Yeah.
cheapest salts, the cheapest spices. I'm sure in their cupboards at home, they don't eat those things. Well, some of them.
That's
So-
a contentious perspective,
It is.
young
And I
Tasmin,
know-
but that's amazing.
We're worrying about the cost, right?
Yeah.
But I'm worrying about how I'm leaving the guests feeling. And I don't want them to feel, ugh, at the end of their meal, like, oh, no. The food must be delicious. It doesn't have to taste healthy, but it is, and they wouldn't even know, but they feel better leaving than they did walking in. I sound like a crazy person, but it's real.
But it does. I mean, that's a beautiful kind of sentiment to offer back to your guests.
Yes.
You know.
And it's through my autoimmune disease that I could do this.
Yeah.
I'd never cooked like this before it, really.
Yeah. One of the things that I talk to people who run sort of, and this has been something like way back when I was writing for Country Life magazine, and I talked to somebody in the Midlands, and they had this trouble keeping staff because someone would go, yeah, I'm going to go and work in a country restaurant, and the second weekend they'd be like, there's nothing to do out here.
Yeah.
How are you managing your kitchen team out in the middle of nowhere?
I'm very lucky. The right people have come along.
Okay.
And the types of people in my kitchen right now are people who are so passionate about what we do,
Okay.
about changing the menu so often, and also appreciate the quiet times. Because being a little bit away from town, we do have times when it is just quiet. It is a drive away.
Yeah.
And we are open Wednesday to Sunday.
Yes.
So the weekends are a crazy time, and the weekdays are time to like prep up.
Sometimes it's a little bit busy, sometimes it's not.
That's it.
And you can use the time to yeah, okay.
But
fair enough.
everyone in the kitchen is so keen to be here.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful to those people.
So what if it's quiet, you go for a swim in the dam?
If it's quiet, we make jams, or we make things
okay.
to finish up a whole bunch of produce, and we sell it in our little shop over there.
Okay.
So we are busy, or I get them to start gardening in the garden, and we just plant stuff. I know.
Okay, well, it's an interesting
But
way of
good.
doing it, yeah.
Yes.
So it's a little bit Noma.
Yeah, in a way, but
Yeah.
in a way.
In a way.
Yes.
Just a little bit Noma. Okay. So that gets us to this question. I mean, what is the experience that a guest that comes here can expect? What do you want them to experience, and what do you want to feed them? What are the things?
For me, when people go out to a restaurant or book to go, they are looking for an escape.
Yeah.
Or looking for a place to change up their normal routine, maybe some relaxation. When they come here, they can expect that because
Okay.
you've got this beautiful view. A lot of people just sit and just say just breathing makes them feel more relaxed when they come here. But they can also expect food that is so nourishing
Okay.
and is so good for the body, is healthy. I always say inverted commas healthy because a lot of people think healthy food tastes healthy if you understand, like not the greatest, like celery juice. No. But this healthy food tastes so good, and you would never even know that it's healthy because of how good it tastes. So that's what I want people to expect.
Okay. Let's shift along now and talk outside of this little box about who you, because that might be an interesting kind of diversion, is what chefs do you follow? I mean, whether it's locally or abroad, who do you think is like cooking in a way that you go, yeah, I'd like to work in their kitchen, or we have to go there. Who's that for you?
I don't have local ones, and not because they aren't good enough, really. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I purposely try to stay away from what everyone else is doing. I just want to do what I want to do, and I don't want it to be influenced by a restaurant down the road or by restaurants in Cape Town, and it feels like it's a repeat. No. I want to do me.
Yeah.
So where I get some inspiration from is some chefs in the UK I find so cool. Like there's one farm called Nan Carrow, and it's like farm to fork feast.
Okay.
But it's even less refined than what we do, and I find it just so cool.
Okay.
There's another place in Wales called Paternoster, but it's run by
really?
a
Okay.
Welsh lady, and they're also farm to fork, but they are seriously on a farm, and whatever they grow, they use. They're a
and
very
that's
small
it.
restaurant.
Okay. Oh,
But it's still not the style that we cook. I just find those people cool.
cool. Yeah.
But where I get inspiration from is just through the seasons. And I know it sounds funny, but even driving in a car, you look along the road, and I saw so many dandelions growing, and I just thought I have to use that. It's just really dependent on what is growing best. So I've got nature to help.
Yeah.
But then I speak to my team and I just say, I'm really wanting to use these types of flavors, and maybe they'll say a few things, and then I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, yeah, that's how we have to use it. Or I'll take a shower, and in the shower I'm like, that's how I have to use this ingredient.
Yes.
I don't know. So many people ask me this question. I don't know where the ideas come, but they just do. Because the menu changes all the time. I don't know where I get the ideas from. But they come.
You see.
I know.
So, okay, although I think that the next question in the list about where you go to eat is going to be a bit of a non-starter, because you are obviously very particular about where and what you eat.
I am. And a lot of restaurants are annoyed by that because I'm one of those people. So I don't eat gluten and I don't eat dairy. And that combination together is a challenge for a lot of people,
yes.
A lot of chefs as well. I'm lucky that because of that, I became obsessed with making delicious food, non-dairy, non-gluten.
Okay.
So I'm very comfortable with having dietaries like that come into our restaurant, but I understand the hesitance to a lot of other places. So places that I would go,
Yeah.
I love the Fat Butcher because I know the steak is great.
Very interesting. Yes. Okay. That's come up in the
it?
show already. I mean, I probably need to talk to them there.
Yeah, if they let you in. They're very busy people.
Yes.
But always good.
Aren't
Service
they
is always great.
the second most booked restaurant in South Africa or something?
I'm sure, to be honest.
Something. Yeah, okay.
You have to book to go. Other than that, I like Johnny's. It's a very casual restaurant.
Where's Johnny's?
It's in Stellenbosch.
Okay.
It's a Portuguese restaurant. It's just casual. Like you just go in, it's not pretentious, very relaxed, and you just expect some flipping good Portuguese food. And then
look it up.
New. It's good.
Okay.
That's it, really.
That's it.
Yeah.
And moving on from that, if you have to spend time at home, you and Nick are watching a Netflix and you want some comfort food.
So, okay.
Not dandelions.
No. It's going to be a bit of a letdown.
Oh.
Coffee and rusks. I'm serious.
Gluten-free rusks?
Yes, butternut makes the best ones.
Really?
Gluten-free doesn't have to taste bad. It can taste like the real deal.
I've had the odd gluten-free rusk and I just wouldn't go
Tastes
back
like
there.
cardboard.
Yeah.
Butternut, they do it right.
Oh, really?
Really.
Butternut gluten-free rusk. That's the BUTTANUT brand. Ah.
I know.
Okay.
So
I'll
I know
go look at that.
It's a bit of a letdown, but for me, that just makes me feel like I'm in a place super relaxed and I'm just having a good time.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's it. I know.
Amazing. Well, Tasmin Reed, I thank you.
I thank
very
you.
much. What an amazing chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. So lucky.
Hey, thank you for yours.
No.
I've got all the time in the world.
Oh.
So that was Tasmin Reed from Melfort.
Yay.
If you're in Stellenbosch, book yourself a table in the corner and
Yes.
taste how the story evolved.
Can't wait. Thank you so much.